Going on here, mind you, nothing compared to what we've seen earlier today. Truly a day of overwhelming celebration. There's scenes more reminiscent of a celebration in New York, but this is the city of sails, and this is how they welcomed home the heroes who won yachting's most prestigious prize. Keith, why did you come all the way down from Carmo today?
Because the family thought that this was a really great event and we all wanted to be part of it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's cold. It's really cold. Awesome.
They cheered for all the support staff, but the loudest hurrah was reserved for the well-known faces who won the cup on the water.
We've been buried in paper.
Unbelievable. Never seen anything like it anywhere.
Well, as you can see, we can hardly move. There's so much noise we can hardly hear ourselves think. It's just an awe-inspiring day. Team New Zealand had been warned to expect something like that, even as their chartered plane touched down just before 9 this morning.
Stand by. The America's Cup is in New Zealand. Let's hope it's going to be here for quite some time.
And as befitting the world's most popular match races, a refreshing guard of honour.
The old mug with Peter Blake on the right, Russell Coots on the left. What a sight. What a day for New Zealand.
It was a theme taken up by the Prime Minister.
Thank you one and all for that tremendous effort that you put in on the waters in San Diego that made us feel so proud as New Zealanders back home. A tremendous effort.
It's fantastic to be home. It's fantastic to be back in New Zealand. It's fantastic to be back in New Zealand, the new home of the America's Cup.
That was just the preliminaries. Ahead, it seemed a whole country turned out to meet the team who grabbed the old mug from Dennis Connor.
More waves in the Southern Ocean. I'm starting to get a Peter Montgomery on it almost, aren't I, with that sort of saying.
You're waving more than the royal family here.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I think it's great.
That ride in from the airport was just an appetizer. This is the main course. It's like another sea for the Team New Zealand crew to conquer, a sea of friendly faces. The mood was infectious, and Queen Street was crammed. Children came from school, offices emptied out. The priority, getting a prime location to see Team New Zealand in the flesh, and getting a close-up look at what all the fuss was about. The voice of America's Cup was back behind the microphone again. Even he was blown away by the reception.
Just have a look down here. Look at the faces of these kids.
For other TV commentators, the sheer weight of numbers made the job almost impossible.
What do you think?
It was slow progress up Queen Street, but no one seemed to mind. The mood remained festive throughout. Once the parade reached Aotea Square, the two men who carried much of the responsibility throughout a long, arduous campaign finally got to display their silverware. It was a day for superlatives.
Thank you very much for this most stupendous, fantastic, terrific, marvellous New Zealand welcome here today. We've never seen anything like it before.
I can tell you something. Simon Jordan just told me it really doesn't get any better than this, and I agree with him. Thanks very much, New Zealand. I think on behalf of the team, we're just happy to have done something good for the country. Thanks a lot.
And you know, there's already been talk about the defence of the Cup. Earlier today, Peter Blake was saying we should plan to defend it for at least 2 decades.
Now, Simon, with all those people crammed into downtown Auckland, it must have placed a huge strain on the place. Were there any problems?
Well, you might have thought so. Certainly it was the biggest, most boisterous, jam-packed parade I've ever reported on. But despite all those thousands of people, we've only had reports of 1 arrest for disorderly behaviour and only 14 cases of people requiring hospital treatment, and that was only for minor cases, really a reflection of the good nature of New Zealanders today.
Indeed. And of course the team's on a real high at the moment, but what's in store for them once the celebrating's over?
Well, I think the supporters would like to keep celebrating for quite a while, but Team New Zealand's made it very clear today they want to back away from the hype now, not rush into any decisions about the Cup rules or how many defence syndicates there'll be. Leave all that for at least a few months. If cool heads won the Cup, they say, cool heads must defend the Cup.
Simon Mersett, live from the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron in Auckland.
Throughout Team New Zealand's campaign, there's been the behind-the-scenes support, and not just from the technical design experts and the weather advisors. Today, it was an opportunity for families to join in the public excitement. Maramina Roderick has their view on today's fun.
Behind the magic men are the magic women. Everyone was exhausted, but seeing home gave them a second wind.
I literally had tears in my eyes as we were coming in. It really feels like we're home at last. It's neat. Amazing feeling.
But the best was yet to come.
No one ever thought, when we were working away trying to win the America's Cup, that it would actually happen. Well, we all dreamed, but it did happen, and here we are.
In fact, Peter Blake's entire family were entirely overwhelmed.
I was a bit phased about it. We were a bit phased about it before, but then, wow. I mean, there's lots of people out here who are really going for it.
Didn't actually realise we'd won until about now.
Are you proud of your dad?
Yeah.
Why?
He said he won the America's Cup.
I'll be glad when I can have a cup of tea or a beer.
Today's welcome blew them right out of the water.
Yes!
We didn't realise it would be quite so extraordinary, quite so huge, extraordinarily emotional as well. And I'm just trying to thank them by screaming and shouting. I love it.
A special time too for the parents of Russell Coots.
It must be a very proud moment for both of you today.
Very proud, yes, yes. Thank you, New Zealand, for all this. It's wonderful.
This is great.
Yep.
This makes it all worthwhile.
The fact that New Zealanders can turn out like this for the America's Cup, I think, is probably about the most special thing that's happened in all of our team's lives.
And after 8 years, the Blakes finally have their sailor home from the sea for a while. Maramina Roderick, One Network News.
The sheer size of the welcome home meant it was never going to be business as usual in Auckland. Michael Wilson reports on where the crowds came from.
School's out as 1,100 pupils from Auckland Girls Grammar head for the celebration. Hard decision to take the day off?
Yeah, it's very hard, man.
You'd prefer to stay at school, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, I'd rather learn.
Okay.
But we're going off.
So why is a multicultural girls' school closing down to celebrate a victory by 16 white male yachties?
Ours is a very diverse school with people who are New Zealanders and people who've chosen to make New Zealand their home. We thought that it was an opportunity to bring the country together to celebrate a victory, the little people doing it to the big people.
And it wasn't just the schools that shut. Many businesses decided to take time off. So why are you heading off to the parade?
We've been patriotic, I think. Why are you coming?
I'm going to marry Russell Coots, actually, so that's where I'm going to meet my future husband.
From mid-morning, thousands streamed into Auckland City, even though some were officially ill. Is your boss giving you time off work?
Oh, no, just taking a sickie.
Have you? Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'll take a day off work.
The boss said that's okay?
Yep.
Some never got there. Trains coming in from South Auckland were packed to the rafters and had to speed by.
Around about 300,000. Well, that was
down country, the masses paid homage to the black magicians by gathering round TV screens. Back in Auckland, there was one group which did not take the day off, tow truck drivers. The city may have been in a joyous mood, but the peace, love and understanding did not extend to illegal parkers. Michael Wilson, One Network News.
And our heroes take the America's Cup to the capital tomorrow. The parade starts at 12:15 at the Civic Square and winds up at Parliament. On Friday morning, they head for Christchurch, where the parade kicks off at 10 from Colombo Street. And the party continues Friday afternoon in Dunedin, with another parade at 3:30 and a mayoral reception. And then I would think they'll sleep for a week.
Still to come this news hour, a mid-air medical miracle. Also, shots are fired outside the White House.
A day out for